सिर्फ एक ही बचा है ना?
Now next matters is the lecture by Mr. Balasubrahmaniam.
अच्छा ठीक है देखो.
As he has already said, has been an entrepreneur for 25 years
Send everything.
communication and telecom industry. He has led and executed acquisition strategy for the company and also led the initial public offering of contracts. He has developed trust with several customers, investors, suppliers all over the world. And he has the ability to raise finances for the company at any particular level. As we all know, Mr. Hari was one of the early adapters of internet and his portal, Canonline.com, was a very popular portal which was subsequently acquired by NASDAQ-listed company in 1998. He subsequently founded India's first tendering portal, also called TenTimes.com. He is currently the chairman and managing director of Contract Systems Limited, non-executive chairman and board member of Community Infosystems Private Limited, and also serves as the interim CEO of RT Infosystems Private Limited. He is also the founding president of First Job College, a unique initiative to create enterprise-ready professionals. So everyone, please put your hands together for Mr. Hari Balasubrahmaniam.
So are you ready? Yes, sir. So please invest the next 40 minutes here. You'll really take a lot home today. I'm going to use a chalk. I'm going to ask you a few questions. Am I audible in the lab? Yes, sir. So I want to ask a question. What is wealth? Pardon my handwriting because I'm not a teacher. What is wealth? Anybody? Value? Who said value? Please put your hand and give me an answer.
Anything or
The value. Okay.
Anything which has traded value, which can be traded for something else.
Value. So, can you people read it? I'll write it bigger. So, value. Two people said value. Anybody else?
Anything gives you satisfaction.
Satisfaction. Anybody else? Anything else? Anybody else? Yes?
Surplus money which can
Surplus money.
enjoy luxuries.
Last chance.
Sir, wealth is something as a security which will help you in
Security.
as an asset.
Okay, no more tries. Okay?
Depends on one's perspective.
Depends
On one's perspective.
on one's perspective. Okay, so what do entrepreneurs do? Okay, since you are all students of science, I give you a mathematical formula of wealth. Wealth is value multiplied by leverage. Does it make sense, students of mathematics? I am worth, my value is 5. If I leverage it 10 times, my value becomes 50. My value is 5. If I leverage it 0.8 times, my value becomes 4. So, what should an entrepreneur do? Yes. So you must always have a leverage greater than 1 in order to create wealth. Most people have a leverage less than 1. So how many of you feel that you are as good as your friend who is sitting next or better than your friend who is sitting next, but he gets more marks than you? How many of you feel like this? Right? So you feel like this? Many people feel like this. मैं इतना पढ़ा हूँ, इतना जानता हूँ, लेकिन उसी को क्विज़ में सिलेक्शन हुआ. Why? I know more than him. I know better mathematics than him, but he got a 95, I got 90. Luck? Who said luck? There is nothing called as luck. There is nothing called as luck. So basically, wealth is equal to value multiplied by leverage. So that is the That is the explanation of wealth for people of size like you. But for people like me, who are like sannyasis, wealth is what you have when your money is gone. Please listen to what I am saying. Wealth is what you are left with when your money is gone. Does it make sense? All of us have read in our childhood, health is wealth, but none of you remembered that. Have you heard health is wealth? Mother, father, uncle, grandmother, everybody has told you that. But you people have forgotten it. In fact, everybody has forgotten it. Health is wealth. So what will you do with money if you don't have health? So in our definition, wealth is what you are left with when your money is gone. So how many people do you know who were beaten down, went to the ashes and again rose like a volcano? There are many people in the world. There are so many successful stories of people who again came up because of their wealth. They were very wealthy. So please clear all your confusion about what is wealth. You can be very wealthy with no money. So you see so many saints in India. They don't have any money, but they are very wealthy. They have crores and crores of rupees in their command. With one single just symbol or signal, they can raise millions of dollars all over the world. Why? Because they are wealthy. So money is nothing. So please understand that money is not an end to everything. Yes, you need to create wealth. Because if you create wealth, it can be shared with others. Okay. So I am now going to share with you secrets of how to create wealth. You are interested? I don't think all of you are interested.
Yes, sir.
Still not loud enough.
Yes, sir.
Is anybody finding this boring? Okay. I am going to talk to you about a concept called as wealth dynamics. Has anybody heard about wealth dynamics? No. You have heard about hydrodynamics, fluid dynamics, blah blah blah. This is wealth dynamics. So wealth dynamics is a concept which has been advocated by a guy called Roger Hamilton, a very young guy from UK. Roger is basically from UK, but he moved to Singapore and he worked in the Asia Pacific area quite a lot. And Roger has been able to combine conventional personality analysis, all those other things that you read in HR, along with the ancient philosophy of Indian and Chinese things. So he has come up with the concept of wealth profiles. For example, all of you must have seen Aapka Rashi, or what was it?
What's your
What's
Rashi?
your Rashi? You all seen that? So
No.
everybody has got a Rashi, right?
Yes.
Does anybody believe in Rashis? No. Nobody believes in Rashis here?
Somebody has to.
Yes or no? Okay. The day you were born, according to both Western, Asian philosophy, your star position or something is decided, and that is your star, right? So somebody is Capricorn, somebody is Aries, blah blah blah, and other things. You cannot change that. Can you change that? You cannot change your date of birth, right? So wealth dynamics is something like that. We've got 9 wealth profiles. So I'm going to unveil each one of them. And I would also ask you to participate in the process so that you can understand what is your wealth profile. This is very interesting. Before I talk on the various wealth dynamics profiles, I would like all of you to look at 2-3 things. Just don't talk anything about it now, but just recapitulate. Amitabh Bachchan at one point of time was the biggest star in India. Yes or no? All of you know, or you were not there when Amitabh Bachchan was there? Okay. He was one of the biggest stars during Diwar and all these types of things. Subsequently, his business failed miserably. He collapsed. And then again, how did he come back?
KBC.
KBC. Right? one example, right? We will talk about. Amar Singh or not, that's different. Right? Any of you remember this guy called Harshad Mehta?
Yes.
Harshad Mehta at one point of time was more popular than Amitabh Bachchan. People used to queue up, wherever he used to go, people used to take autographs from him. And then what happened? Harshad absolutely, collapsed. He ultimately died of a heart attack. Not in jail, in court. When the judge was doing this thing, he collapsed there. So we will talk about many such interesting things. One more very interesting thing is when Dhirubhai Ambani, I think it was mentioned, when Dhirubhai Ambani was there, he had two sons, very good Gujarati boys, right? Both of them behaved themselves when the father was there. The moment father was not there, what happened? Both of them started fighting, right? Why does this happen? So this is going to tell you why all these types of things happen. It's going to be very useful for you in your life. In fact, yesterday I was in Thai Bombay. There was one Sardarji who walked up to me and said, "Sir, how are you?" I said, "Fine." He said, "Sir, आपका वो चीज हमको याद है. 5 साल पहले आप IIM कैलकाटा में एक लेक्चर दिए थे. वो चीज मैं अभी भी याद रखता हूँ. Then he told me he's gone to Harvard and then now he's in a startup in Bombay. So I felt very nice that people take it and they put it to use, because in my idea, most of the things which are taught in colleges nowadays, I'm not talking about IITs and others, 90% is not applicable in real life or which you can do it today. They're all very good for you to carry, but they're not very practical for you to conduct yourself on your day-to-day challenges that you get within yourself, forget others. So the first wealth profile I'm going to talk about is a creator profile. The second wealth profile is the star profile. The fourth profile is the supporter profile. Okay, before, this looks a little complex to you right now, but you find that it's very simple. People on this side of the quadrant, they are introverts. And people on this side of the quadrants are extroverts. Okay, so first thing that we will do is randomly pick up, that lady there, yes. You, yeah, yes, please stand up. Do you know what is an introvert? Stand up so that everybody can see you and your beautiful face. You know what's an introvert?
I think a person who doesn't really share.
Person who doesn't share anything much. Extrovert? Okay.
Spontaneous
What do you
people.
think you are? Extrovert. How many of you agree with that? How many of you don't agree that she's an extrovert? Okay. So the first thing is, if you want to understand what is your wealth profile, and why do we talk about wealth profile? It's because Amitabh Bachchan, has got a star profile. He went on to become a creator and he failed miserably. Again went back to Kaun Banega Crorepati. He became a success. You must follow your path of least resistance if you want to succeed and if you want to leverage what you have. You can have only one wealth profile. You cannot say, "Oh, I am a creator today, tomorrow I will become a star." No, that's not possible. You have to understand your profile. How many times it has happened? 2 engineers start an engineering firm, it fails miserably. 2 advertising companies, executives start an advertising firm, it fails miserably. It's primarily because they do not have complementary profiles which is required to leverage in order to create wealth. Are you understanding? Are you with me? Right? So the first thing which you need to first, I would say all of you decide whether you are an introvert or an extrovert. Yes, you. Are you an introvert or an extrovert? Yes. Introvert. Very good. So you all know. So you are going to be somewhere in this side. Right? This side means what? You can be a creator, mechanic, lord, accumulator or a trader. So this is one way of understanding what's your wealth profile. The other wealth profile is people in this side of the quadrant have their head on the clouds. And here people have their feet on the ground. Do you understand what I'm saying? People have their feet on the ground. There are many people. For example, my Marwadi friends, if I tell the boss, this is the investment, 1 crore you have to invest, 7 years later you are going to get at least 7 crores. Right? Before he tells me anything, I know whether he will say yes or no to that. I tell him 1 crore here, next month you are going to get 1 crore 25. He'll jump and he'll say, just where are we? Right? Marwadis cannot think long term as a community. I'm not, please don't take me wrong like that. They have a trader mentality, which means they've got a fantastic perception of time. And the time has to be very short. That is what typically Marwadis do. Even Gujaratis to some extent are like this. So when we talk about communities, business communities, these business communities have a particular characteristic. Okay, I'll take the wealth profile and then we'll go back. So these people have their head on the cloud. They're always dreaming. They're always thinking about something which has not happened. They're always trying to reach a different perspective. These people have their feet on the ground. They will never believe anything until they actually touch and feel it. Right? So this side of the quadrant is like that. People here, especially a star, they tend to magnify. What happens if Amitabh Bachchan, there are 2 Amitabh Bachchans? Value will decrease. So what will Amitabh Bachchan do? He will ensure that there is no other Amitabh Bachchan. Shah Rukh Khan, that is what he does. There will be no other Khan. Right? So stars have a tendency where they need to magnify so that is their leverage. Because there is only one Shah Rukh Khan, his value goes on increasing. And he will leverage that. The moment there is another Shah Rukh Khan, in fact, Devanand is a classic example of what happens to a brand value when somebody starts caricaturing you and it is used heavily in media. Devanand was such a respectable star at our time. We always used to call him evergreen hero. And then this, comedian comes and started acting like Devanand. The entire value of Devanand got, really finished. And subsequently I heard Devanand sued the producers also. So a star typically tends to magnify. Whereas people in this side of the quadrant tend to amplify. Okay. I don't know whether I am really reaching out to you people. But it's going to be very interesting. Let's look at all the profiles very quickly and then I'll take some critical situations where you will be able to relate to this one better. There is a profile called supporter. For example, creator profile, just to give you an example, Bill Gates is the creator. Steve Jobs is the creator. Star. Most of the Michaels are all star. Michael Jackson, Michael Schumacher, Michael Douglas, they're all
Michael Jardy.
Now supporter. Steve Ballmer, a very good supporter. Gopalakrishnan from Tata Sons, very good supporter. So typically good CEOs you would find in the supporter category. CEOs. They are not the entrepreneurs, they are not creators of business, but Bill Gates as a businessman is very lousy. Bill Gates became what he is because of Paul Allen and Steve Ballmer. Bill Gates is the creator. He could never leverage anything unless he had good CEOs. Right? Okay, I'll come to supporters are very good CEOs. Deal makers. The classic example of a deal maker is the lawyer. The lawyer makes money anyway, whether you win the case or lose the case. Yes or no?
Yes.
He will tell you everything, yes, you are going to win it, I am going to get a judgment, this, that and other things. So they always leverage So they have a leverage. Their leverage is leveraging their relationships, their contacts. Donald Trump is a classic example of a deal maker. They use all types of influence to get deals. Like our, this DB reality, Raja, all these type of people, are used by deal makers. So they will leverage a relationship and create huge amount of money out of that, value out of that. Right? Then typically trader personality is very solid perception of time but short term. Traders have got, typically you will know that stockbrokers typically are traders. A good stockbroker is a trader. He's got a trader profile. Because he buys low, sells high, but doesn't wait for endless time. Morning if he buys and within 2 hours if it goes up even by 1-2%, he will sell and he will make a profit. So that's another type of profile, trader profile. Accumulator, lord and mechanic. Okay, if I start with mechanic. How many of you have been or have seen people, you give them anything, you first open this, take out everything, again fix it back, or you give him something which is not working, you take a screwdriver, take it out. How many of you are like this? Huh? You have seen people? There are many people here, I thought engineering college must be having a lot of people like this, who like to open up things, get into the details and again put it back. Most of them typically are introverts. Are you an introvert? No, you don't answer. You stand up. Who knows it? Who knows it? Stand up. Who knows it? All of you know it? You know him? Is he an introvert?
No.
He's an extrovert.
Maybe he's nervous in front of you.
Huh?
Maybe he's nervous in front of you.
Nervous? No, I don't want him to be nervous. I am just asking all of you about him. Is he an introvert or an extrovert? Anyway, any other mechanics here? Yeah. You are an introvert. I don't even need to ask you. Are you an introvert? No. Yes. Yes. Who else is there? Are you an introvert? Say yes. At least it doesn't cost you anything to say yes. Yes. So you see, as a standard, we've got the wealth profile of some people because they like playing with things, they'll open everything, they'll put it apart, put it again. That's their type of profile. This is a wealth profile. The biggest success of mechanic profile is Michael Dell. Have you all heard about Michael Dell? Dell? Yes, Dell founder and, the biggest manufacturers of personal computers, blah, 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 blah.
Yeah,
All of you know about Michael Dell? Michael Dell is a classic example of a mechanic profile. Once Dell decided that they are going to make their own computer, they went for it, spent a lot of money. It went miserable. In fact, Dell's market cap from there went down like this. And subsequently, Michael Dell came back to what he was good at doing, and again Dell became what it is. We look at accumulator and lord. These are, very interesting characters. Good finance people, good CFOs, you typically will see that they are accumulator profile. They don't talk much. They are introverts. Have you seen finance people talking much? Whose father is a chartered accountant or a CFO or a finance manager, general manager? Chartered accountant. Does he practice or is he working? Practice. Okay. Anybody else? Does he practice or is he working? Is he an introvert or an extrovert? Introvert. What about you? Extrovert. Okay. I will not go into the details. I'm not saying he's not an extrovert. But typically good CFOs are accumulators. One of the classic examples of an accumulator profile is Warren Buffett. Warren Buffett, have you heard about Warren Buffett? Yes. He is one of the most successful investors in the stock market, one of the richest men in the world. Warren Buffett leads a very, very simple life. He doesn't show off his wealth. But he he has got a time duration where he would wait for a company to come up for 15 years, 20 years. Warren Buffett first acquired Hathaway and he tried to run the textiles one and he failed miserably. Because his profile is an accumulator profile. So what he would do is, he would be able to spot something and he would be able to see its value 20 years down the line and he would take a position of that. And this is how he built his wealth from nothing. He built his wealth from nothing. And one of his famous statements is, the only difference between you and me is I have a choice to do what I want to do. Otherwise there is no difference between you and me. So, he is a very good example of an accumulator profile. Back home, Lakshmi Mittal has got an accumulator profile. Have you heard about Lakshmi Mittal?
Yes.
Lakshmi Mittal has got an accumulator profile. In my analysis, Dhirubhai has got an accumulator profile. Okay, now before I go to Lord, I'll talk about this classic case of the Ambani brothers. Dhirubhai, we all know is an accumulator profile, so take it for me right now. Which brother always likes to talk to the press, goes out public? What is his profile? So Anil is here. Now what about Mukesh?
Simple businessman.
Mukesh, very quiet, introvert, doesn't talk much, doesn't like to come to the public face. Yes? Mukesh has got an accumulator profile. Like his father. The moment the father was there, what was happening, they were getting pulled on both sides. Anil would like to go and talk something to the press, come out with an advertising campaign, Mukesh would say. Mukesh would say something, Anil would say no. So they had diametrically opposite wealth profiles, because of which there was no way that they could get together. When the father was there, the father had this say, because he was the man who created the business and had a great control, and the sons respected him because they got everything from the father. Are you with me?
Yes,
Is this making sense?
Yes, sir.
Let us take the case of Amitabh Bachchan. Star profile with ABCL, went on to become a creator profile, failed miserably, became bankrupt. Again came back to being a star profile with Kaun Banega Crorepati. And again, his stock value went up much beyond what it was before. Okay? Tell me any other example that you have seen. Harshan Mehta, trader profile. What he did? He went out to become a star. He started showing all his cards. He started showing, that he's signing autographs. He wanted press to come and interview him more. Immediately what happened? Somebody picked up the phone and said, "Iske upar investigation laga to dekhte hain kaise kar raha hai." If he were quiet, he would have got away with it. But he went on to become a star profile and got killed. Yes.
How do you put Sachin Tendulkar in this profile? Like, he's an introvert, like as we see, but he's on the right.
Okay, very good question. We will answer it. In fact, all of you will analyze this. I will give you one of the classic examples. These are not written in books. These are all my own research and analysis. Please understand that you will not find this in any books. India has always been ruled by a prime minister who has been Indira Gandhi, Rajiv Gandhi, Pandit Nehru. What profile? Right? The only time, and who were the presidents at that time? Most of them were politicians. They were political appointees. Right? The only time Dr. Abdul Kalam became the president, what is his profile? Abdul Kalam. Who's a creator? Yes, he's a researcher. He's a scientist. He's got a creator profile. So, and what is the profile of a good bureaucrat? Yes. A good bureaucrat typically has a supporter profile. The only time India was ruled by a creator and a supporter was when Abdul Kalam was president and Manmohan Singh was prime minister. Those 5 years, India was absolutely different compared to the other so many years of Indian history. Today, if you see the past, if you rewind the past and you will see, during this time, we had a stable government which worked for 5 years. We had got a fantastic reputation because of a person like Dr. Abdul Kalam. We had got a great prime minister who was a fantastic bureaucrat, economist, finance minister, had an excellent track record. India's stock market just soared during those 5 years. Subsequent to that, I am not going to comment because, it is not natural on my part to comment about anything like that. So this is another great example. Now, you asked about, let us ask this question. There are so many doctors, but only some doctors succeed. Do you agree? Some doctors make the name. Yes? Yes. There are so many lawyers, but there are only some lawyers who succeed. Yes? Yes. Why? They make? They make? Speak louder now. Fame. Okay, it's not about just fame, right? What I want to tell you is the best of surgeons are mechanics. So, if my father is a doctor, I become a doctor because my father said he become a doctor. My father is a surgeon. My father forces me to become a surgeon because I get captive practice. But my profile is that of a supporter. So I am a bad surgeon. Because if you have to be a noted surgeon, you have to be very mechanical, your hands have to be very precise and things like that. That is why when you go to some doctors, you do not get cured. Because they have a degree, but it does not fall into their natural path of least resistance. Okay? So Sachin Tendulkar, absolutely mechanic profile, nothing else. It does not mean, what I am trying to tell you is, if you take, for example, my profile is something like this. I have got a predominant creator type of profile, which means I am a creator. But I am also a star and I want some components of all those others. Right? No, this is with everybody. I am talking about test, psychometric test by which you can take your own profile. Okay? So, now, why am I talking about this? Why am I talking about wealth dynamics to all of this? Because I want all of you to be wealthy. I want you to understand what is your wealth profile and what should you leverage in order to create wealth. Number one. Number two, I also want you to understand, if you know anybody and everybody, you will be able to place into one of these 9 rashis, as I call it. This Rashi is not astrological, this is absolutely real. And if you know that this person has got a star profile, you will know how to talk to him. Are you getting my point? If you know that this person is a trader profile, you know what to talk with. For example, if you go to an accumulator profile and you tell him, I am giving a fantastic deal. You put 1 crore here today, next month you are going to get 2 crores. He will never buy it. Are you getting my point? So you must understand and assess what is the personality of the person with whom you are communicating, and you must communicate in a language that person would be able to understand based on the characteristic of their wealth profile. Is this clear? For example, if you want to go and talk to a star, if you want to invite a star to your college, how will you talk to them? What does the star want? He wants more attraction. He wants that more and more people should be behind him, must get more and more publicity. So you must have that as a leverage in order to get him attracted to you. Okay? Now if you are making a team. Okay, another classic example of a great company which has created wealth by leveraging wealth dynamics the way it should be. In order to create wealth, anybody in this can create wealth. In order to create wealth, they must know their profile and they must know what are the other profiles that they need to bring in order to create the whole team. Are you getting my point? For example, if you are a trader profile, you can also create tremendous amount of wealth. Classic example is Rakesh Jujubala. Pure play Marwari trader profile. He's built enormous amount of wealth because he stuck to his trading profile. He didn't go overboard with anything. It is his own money, he has built his own money, and he has done it. And nobody can ask him any questions. So, if you know what is the profile of the other person, you can talk to that person, that same, and you can communicate much better. reservists. These people are constant patranta. Most of the things they control. Typically, people who own a lot of properties and get rental income on a month-to-month basis have a lot of profile. Do you know of anybody like that? Anybody's father like that? Father? Huh? What does Mr. Makan hai? Everyone knows that you have any people like that? There must be somebody. Come on. Lot profile typically, they are about cash flows. They will not do anything. They are the laziest people. They will not do anything, but money will keep on coming to them. They're month on month. Here an entrepreneur is working day in and day out, 24 hours he's working, he's not slept. Those people, they have just put money and that money earns every moment because they work on interest or they work on rental. So typically a lot profile is people who invest in properties and get return. Their money works every second. So do you know anybody like this? Anybody's father, mother, brother, uncle like this? You don't know? You know? Do you know any of you? You are? Yeah. Why one question? You have any number of questions, no problem.
All the other profiles are the traits which the person can explore it, but the law profile can be that that profile is inherited profile. I mean to say the star profile.
No. All these profiles are decided in the first 7 years of your life. You cannot change it. When you are a child, that is when you start picking up everything and your profile is developed. First 7 years, the judgment is cast. That's it.
But the law profile is basically what cash is from itself. We are not doing anything.
So you will see good CFOs, good people who manage finances, they will typically have a lot of accumulator profile. So if you have a lot profile and you are becoming a salesman, what is going to happen to you? Please answer this question. Your profile is that of lot, but you are going and selling something, or you are being a mechanic, you are fitting things, or you are doing some engineering work. You fail miserably. So it is very important for you to understand your profile. Whatever is your profile, stick to that. You will succeed because it is going to be seamless. You don't have to put in any efforts to fix it. Yes, please.
If somebody is going to start a company, would it be possible for all profiles, people of all profiles to coexist? Because then...
Yes, this is exactly. Thank you for reminding me. This is what exactly I wanted to share when you mentioned this is the classic example of one of the world's greatest companies, started by first generation entrepreneurs, Infosys. Okay? Infosys, Narayana Murthy, what is his profile? Fantastic. All of you have learned the lesson so fast, man. So happy.
Sarthak Dubey.
Nandan, yes, Nandan.
The one
Who
who
said
just asked the
supporter?
question.
Fantastic. This is Nandan. There is a guy called Panish. Panish
He's at the camera stand.
Yes, these guys would know better. Panish Murthy is the star of Infosys. Panish Murthy brought in all the big contracts from the US. Panish today heads Zygate. Panish Murthy had to resign from Infosys because of the sexual harassment case. So Panish is the star. Then you have Chris Gopalakrishnan, classic improver. Classic improver. Mechanic profile. Then you have Shibula.
Why not he supported?
Who? Chris is an improver.
But he's also great support.
Mechanics are also great supporters. In the sense, supporter means, see, a supporter has got an extrovert and it's a good CEO. Good CEO is a classic example of a supporter. In Chris' case, he's an introvert and mechanic profile, tip top, sab kuch bana dega, everything is pick and span. There are HR guys, Shibulal and some other guys, they are all in this. The first CFO, they are all in this side of the department. A classic example of how a model which has leveraged strength of every single individual who are part of the starting team. And today that's where the company is. So if you want to create a company, look at where they are. Understand what I said? So I can place any company in this quadrant, any country in this quadrant. Even countries have got their wealth dynamics profile. States have got their wealth dynamics profile.
Can you define three countries and 4 states in India?
Apple, what is Apple? Apple, the greatest company in the world, has got the maximum number of patents, right? Led by Steve Jobs, the most creative person, especially in the electronics field. And Apple always stuck to what they know best. Very high quality, lifestyle product, right? And Apple has only 5% market share. Apple management decided that there are going to be 3 pillars to their success. One is computing, the other one is music, and the third one is mobiles. So in computing, they have a very small market share. As far as music is concerned, they had 0 share. They created an absolutely new market. Absolutely new market, which was multi-billion dollars market, which today exists, which continuously faces. All competitors are only trying to copy them. So Apple is a company which is a creator profile, 100%.
But Steve Jobs is a star.
No, Steve Jobs is a creator profile.
That's what he is created in the star. He's selling some of his products being a star.
No, that is, that you have to know. For example, when you're launching a product, when you're talking to the press, those things are taken for granted. That everybody will do. All these people, like for example, Chris is now the managing director of Infosys. Chris talks to everybody. That doesn't make him an extrovert.
No, but he is kind of right? So Steve is one of the exceptions in the world. He's a great creator, but he's also a star. In terms of his
Please get this straight into your head that you cannot have 2 profiles. You will have only 1 profile. After 80 last year, 80 last year, 2 Rashi mein ho nahi sakta. Yes, there will be some people who are in a class who are between 2 Rashis, but still they will belong to only 1 Rashi. So similarly in wealth dynamics, you will belong to 1 profile only, but you may have predominant characteristics of the other profile. These are the borderline tests. Creators can be both introverts and extroverts. Traders can be introverts and extroverts because they belong to the center of the quadrant. Yes, anybody else? What else somebody wants to know?
No, I was saying that why don't you define 3 countries and 4 states in India which are in this? So we'll understand.
3 countries, and this is too much of homework. Okay, right? But we will do it. Anybody else? Yes. Yes, there are people who have this type of profile. Rounded profile, which means they are like, have you seen people like this? जो बहुत काम के आदमी है, सब कुछ कर देता है, उसके ऊपर गाली तो कुछ नहीं पड़ता, बोलो ये करके वो करेगा, ये करके वो करेगा, everything they do. But they never get anywhere in the world. काम करने, because he will do everything. I mean, he will work with everybody. He will work with everybody. He doesn't have a problem. There are many people like that. So rounded profiles are important. They are very good people, very good resources to use to leverage their qualities. Anybody else?
Back to the example you cited, the money person.
Yeah.
They had diametrically opposite profiles. So what was it that went wrong? Because if they have diametrically opposite profiles, it is better for the company as a whole. Because one.
No, but they didn't start the company. No, it was their father's company. If they had started the company would have become bigger with all these complementary strengths. Which means they understand. My frequency, his frequency, we both understand and we work like. But it was father's property. So how to be father's property more than his opposite? That is very important. That is why they have to.
But now Reliance is much larger today than what it was before.
What did we do? Public paid money for this pipe. Same company split into 2. Public paid money for this pipe. Market cap doubled. Same company but split into 2, market cap doubled. Now in this side, value started eroding. Because he was always showing off. And this side, absolutely steady constantly. Market cap is increasing. That's why global recession, including in slowly Anything else?
What if a person is an ambivert?
Huh?
What if a person is an ambivert?
Ambivert is you use both hands. That's what I know.
That's no, that's ambidextrous. Rounded profile.
That's what there are some people here. Sometimes you could be an extrovert, sometimes they're very introverted.
Steve is a good example.
It's a very good example.
You never want to, when you go to his house, he has nothing except his computer and he sits on the floor. That's why he doesn't want to talk.
So there are people who will look very, extrovert outside to you many a times, but deep within themselves they are introverts. They will not open their mouth. And one very good example of whether you are an introvert or an extrovert is ask this question of yourself. If you are going in a public transport, do you start a conversation with the person sitting next to you? Or if you are going in a train where you do not know the person sitting next to you, you start a conversation. Whoever says yes, that person is an extrovert. Whoever says no, that person is an introvert. That is the number. If you see a good nice girl, you want to talk to her.
You were saying before that identity came in nurtured, not by nature. Now you are saying that your profile is decided in the first 7 years of life. So I think that whether it
But everybody here can be a successful entrepreneur. With any length profile, you can be a successful entrepreneur. I already showed you so many profiles of very, very successful people. Richard Branson, star profile. You name any Indian businessman, I will tell you his profile.
so can't
Vijay Mallya, star profile.
we change the profile by effort?
You cannot change your profile by effort. All that you have to do is you can be conscious about your profile and play the role of the other profile. For example, when you are meeting a trainer, you will talk to him in the language which a trainer will talk to him. When you talk about a trainer, you talk to a team member, you will talk to this language that you would like to understand. So that is your adaptation. But you cannot change your profile. It's like saying that I'm going to change my blood flow. It's not possible.
No, it's like by learning we can change a lot.
By learning, you can adapt a lot. By learning, you can adapt a lot. You can play, you can do role play, but you cannot change your color. A leopard cannot change its spots.
Can you tell us why only the first 7 years you are defined to be who you are?
See, I really have attitudes in life. They all get set in the first 7 years of life. This is what psychologists have done in terms of research of personality types, and then what is that other, Myers theory or something. All these type of, it's a culmination of a lot of research. That the first 7 years of a child's life is very important for its future. Because the attitude get when given that. Anybody else? Any comments? No, that is a good question. Me saying that a person who had a creative profile made a lot of money and now he is becoming a venture capitalist. Don't think that venture capitalists are all this profile. If you look at a venture capitalist team, the team of partners, you've got a combination. You've got some people who are very good this side, there are some people who are very good this side. For example, today Narayana Murthy has become a venture capitalist. Mr. Narayana Murthy has put up a catamaran fund. But the type of people who are working in catamaran fund, they are all youngsters and they have very balanced wealth profile. So with his ability, he is able to see many things. So you can do any job that you want to do, as long as you like it. Your wealth profile is only an additional input for you when you know that this is what you like and you want to do. You can be a venture capitalist and you can be a mechanical. Because you have very large manufacturing companies, multi-billion dollar companies across the globe. And this is a venture fund which is going to invest in manufacturing. So they need people like you to be part of it. Because you will know whether how much money is going to cost to put that and others. So you are coming before. Okay? Yes?
So how do we know what profile is that? I mean, because many of the profiles are similar to suppose some mechanic profile. So suppose if we say some person who is entirely suppose
Not entirely. Please understand that you have only one profile. Don't make this mistake. This is the mistake with India. We always try to find a way out. It's different. No, it is not different. You can have only one profile. Please take it. That is full stop. So if you are a mechanic, full stop. So think like a mechanic. Think like a mechanic. No, think like a mechanic and find a creator, find a star. They will all help you. But you behave like a mechanic. In the sense, understand that that is your whole area of competence. Huh? Who? Yes.
Eventually, for a mechanic profile, she became a creator profile. So how do you eventually evolve the mechanic profile?
Actually, you are only reading the surface. You have to go deep below. Don't think that the person who is in front of the company is everything. There are so many people behind that person who actually build the company. The person may have originated the idea, right? But there are many other people who actually make it happen. Creators are very good at starting things and very bad at finishing things. Please understand this. He is a creator profile. I am not, except for hearing him, I can tell you very confidently he is a creator profile. He starts everything with a lot of excitement, but he does not finish it. Somebody else has to come and finish it. Am I right? I don't even know him. I'm seeing him here for the first time. Right? That's the power of well-time. You can get into the inside of a personality very quickly just by making some observations. So if you practice this, you're going for an interview. HR manager, yes, very, very important. HR manager. Typically, HR managers belong to this side of the quadrant. Typically, good HR manager could be this side of the quadrant. Either mechanic, plot, or equipment. So, what is the language you should talk to them? Donald Trump is the best example of a deal maker. Now, Shiva Shankar is the best example of a deal maker from India. Because Shiva Shankar has never did anything. He only built Shiva computers, and that too at that point of time. He did a lot of imports and many things. I won't talk about it in a public forum like this. Subsequently, he went and obtained a cellular license, which he sold for a huge price. We all know how he acquired the cellular license. Because Ramraj was the CEO, and Ramraj did all the development to get a license. In India, license started to get a license, cellular license. You see, Raja, DD Reality, so many other companies, they made millions and millions of dollars. So, Shiv Shankar did the same thing 15 years back. That is the source of money. Please don't quote me, this is unofficial. Enough of it. Yes. Oh, I'm sorry. No video recording, I hope. Shiv Shankar will send his gangsters behind me. Yes. Absolutely here. Accumulator profile. Dhirubhai Ambani was very shy. Never used to come in the public forum. Only in the shareholders meeting he would say like this and read a prepared statement. Who? Gandhi? Gandhi? You tell me?
Supporter.
Absolutely star profile. Every politician who is worth his salt is a star profile.
Really?
You take it from me. And every woman who is powerful has to have a name ending in A. Is there any girl whose name ends in A? Please show your hand. They're all very dominating women. Sonia, Maya, Jaya, Mamata. So any woman whose name is ending with A, beware. I'm never saying your fate is decided. Please understand one thing. I'm telling you your natural path of least resistance is what you need to find. Are you getting me? For example, let's say this guy, this guy who's sitting in the front row. If I tell him you become my salesman, you are going to sell, this high-tech product. will be a miserable failure, he will quit his job in 1 year's time. Right? Because I am putting him in a job which he is not capable of doing, or which he doesn't like doing.
Doesn't like.
Doesn't, because it's natural, his nature is such that he doesn't like going and talking to people unknown. Right?
But suppose I am having a mechanic profile, but I want to be a creator.
That is the mistake that most people are making now. That is why they are not happy in their job. That is why every 6 months they are looking for a new opportunity. That is why they are not satisfied in their personal life. They are always trying to find something which is not there. You have to realize what you are good at and stick to that. And what you are not good at, accept it. There is nothing wrong. You want to become Dhirubhai Ambani. You can become, but not the way he became. You have to leverage your core competence, which may not be an accumulator profile, it may be any other profile. So get an accumulator in your team who can fill up that gap. So that is why team building is very important. And most HR people don't understand it. That's why many companies have difficulty in building teams. So you need a rounded profile so that your organization has got all the qualities which are required in order to leverage its strengths. So, last word, understand your value and understand your leverage. If you understand both of them, you will create wealth. And wealth is what you have when your money is gone. It will be always help you in your life